Shabbat service together. It's great to see you all, old friends, new friends, and anybody else who wandered in. So we're going to start with a type of song called a nigun. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that. That's a song that's usually rather lively. It can be slow or fast. This one's kind of lively. And it has no words except for la, la, la. Or if you're Sephardi, you go lie, lie, lie. Either way, sing anything you want. It's a new tune. I wrote it on an airplane many years ago in about 10 minutes. And that's why it's called Jeff's Nigun, because I couldn't think of what else to call it. And I played it for someone and who said they liked it. And so here we go. Now you have to suffer because of that. So it's very simple. The band's going to play, just repeat each line. We'll do the whole thing a couple of times, and then we will launch into our Shabbat experience tonight. Are we ready? Nice and easy. Lie, 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 yai, lie, 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 yai, lie, try that. That's your part. 3, 4, lie, 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 lie. Thrust your hand high in the air like this. Yai, lai, lai, ya, la, lai, la, lai, lai, ya, la, lai, 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 ya, la, lai, lai. Like, I got it. Light bulb moment. Yai, lai. Okay, we're all set. A little zippier. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Top. Lai, lai, ya, la, lai. Soft now. Just have one more time. Lie, 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 lie. Get a little softer. Lie, 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 lie,
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Well, tonight we have an exciting evening. We have Kol B'Seder here. I first saw them at Stephen Wise Free Synagogue when our synagogue brought in this young, up-and-coming band. I was 13 at the time, so it was like 10 years ago. And that you too, you don't know this, but you opened my love of Jewish music and made me a fan. And I've been a fan ever since then, so this is my dream come true. As we gather this evening, I'm Rabbi Melinda Penkin.
I'm Cantor Wally Shackett Briskin.
I'm Rabbi Jonathan Falco.
We're joined by our president, we're joined by our band, and we are certainly joined by Rabbi Friedlander and Cantor Klepper. And we are all very happy to welcome you. As we gather, just a few preliminary thoughts. First of all, please look around the room and locate the exits. There is one here, 2 on the sides of the sanctuary, 1 on the side of the social hall, and 2 all the way in the back. It is good practice wherever you go to make sure that you know where the exits are. And please, we all play a part in security. If you see something, please make sure to say something. If you have a cell phone, take a moment to turn it off, quiet it, just enjoy Shabbat. You don't have to worry about anyone else outside of this room. Just enjoy being here and the beauty and the music. If you have children with you, we have books available for our little ones, and we also stream the service into room 2 for those who need a break. And I would also like to take a moment to just thank those who made donations to the synagogue this week. Donations were made in memory of Denny Lustig, Arnie Levine, Dr. Robert Winter, and Howard Burson. Donations were made for the yard site of Joseph Levine, Mary Kaplan, Lillian Fines, Muriel Brown, Melvin Aptaker, Betty Schachter, Barbara Gershman, Harry Bayek, Sam Quitko, Shirley Sohn, Mo Schneider, Frank Lewis, Sally Steinberg, Bernard Corin, Edwin Stevens, Irving Bizgia, Morris Bender, and donations were made in honor of Cantor Wally on his 25 years as a cantor, for the birth of Layla Dillon Gott, for the bar mitzvah of Nathan Lee, for the bat mitzvah of Dara Blumberg, and for Kol B'Seder and the Rock Shabbat concert, for complete and speedy recovery of Erwin Lieberman, and in appreciation of the rabbi and the cantor. And a mazel tov to the Lee family on Nathan's bar mitzvah this weekend. As we join, the most important part of building community is getting to know one another. I look out and I see all of these potential friendships, so I encourage you to take a moment, look around, find a new friend, introduce yourself, wish them Shabbat Shalom, and share a black and white cookie after the service.
Yeah. Hello, very nice to meet you. Hello, yeah, good job. This was
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to this very special Shabbat. First, we want to say Mazel Tov to Megan and Jolie and Sister Annika for the bar mitzvah of their child and brother Nathan. So Mazel Tov. We want to thank the ushers, and if you want your name announced up here in the bima by me, please volunteer to become an usher. We want to thank Larry Benjamin, Sharon Cohen, Melissa Pescatori, Stuart Brown for ushering this evening, so thank you for ushering. We're looking forward to a great weekend. Tonight we're celebrating Cantor Wally's 25th year of becoming a cantor. We'll be talking more about that during the service, but it's exciting. We have Rabbi Dan Freelander and Cantor Jeff Klepper, who also are going to celebrate Cantor Wally's anniversary, but also celebrating their 50th year of performing as Kol B'Seder. So we're looking forward to them performing this evening. Don't forget, tomorrow we have a seminar at 1 o'clock led by Cantor Jeff Klepper. The focus is Bob Dylan's Jewish blues. The cantor will explore Bob Dylan's spiritual journey through his music. I understand this seminar will be a lot of fun, as Cantor Klepper has the ability to both channel Bob Dylan and project Jewishness onto him. So that should be a great seminar. And then tomorrow evening at 7:30 here at the temple, We have a special Rock Shabbat. We will continue to honor Cantor Wally's 25th anniversary and celebrate the 50th anniversary of Kol B'Seder. We'll have the opportunity to see both Rabbi Freelander tonight and Cantor Klepper this evening, as well as tomorrow to perform beautiful music for our congregation. It's still not too late to buy tickets if you haven't purchased them yet. We have to thank the Rock Shabbat Committee for funding this event through their fund, and also for all the hard work they've done. There's been a lot of work done over the past couple months, so we want to thank the Rock Shabbat Committee for that. On Sunday, May 21st at 11:30, we're having another lifelong learning seminar. Rabbi Falco will be giving that. The focus will be on Jewish craftsmanship, building sacred spaces. You can come to the temple or in person to register for that. On Thursday, May 25th, starting at 7 o'clock, join us for an Erev Shavuot with an evening of learning. Rabbi Pankin will be speaking about the Book of Ruth, a manual for kindness. Cantor Wally will be speaking about the holiday in harmony. And finally, Rabbi Falco will be speaking about what Kiddush means on this day. Again, you can come to the temple or register online. If you're a baseball fan, it's still not too late to join the men's club for a Brooklyn Cyclones game. That will be on June 30th, 7 o'clock. Tickets for adults are $18, and children under 12 are $15. You can register on our website. Finally, there is Torah study tomorrow, 9 o'clock, and Minyan at 10 o'clock. And then Wednesday, there's Torah study at 11 o'clock. Again, thank you for the Lee family for sponsoring Oneg. Shabbat Shalom.
We'll begin on page 120 and 121 with the lighting of the Shabbat candles and the Kiddush. It is my pleasure to call up our bar mitzvah for this weekend, Nathan Lee and his parents, Megan and Joe, to lead us in the blessings.
Behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And we continue page 123 with the Kiddush.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who, finding favor with us, sanctified us with mitzvot. In love and favor, you made the holy Shabbat our heritage as a reminder of the work of creation. As first among our sacred days, it recalls the exodus from Egypt. You chose us and set us apart from the peoples. In love and favor, you have given us your holy Shabbat as an inheritance. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'charta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, Inchaltanu, Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
Chaim. Shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Page 130, Lechu Naranana. The first song we did with you a few minutes ago was a test to see if you could learn a song that you've never heard before quickly. You passed the test. So now please don't get a little anxious. I know we all get a little anxious when we hear a song that we've never heard before, and everybody looks around if we try to sing and the note comes out not exactly right. Don't worry. Be happy. Here we go. It's Shabbos. Lechu Naranana, and all the songs that we've kind of put together in a little medley of Kabbalat Shabbat. Lechu Naranana Ladonai, Naria, Naria, Letzur Yishenu. That's it. Lechu Naranana Ladonai, Naria, Naria, Letzur Yishenu. Nekadma, Nekadma, Fanav Betoda, Bismiro, Bismiro, Rialo. Nekadma, Nekadma, Fanav Betoda, Bismiro, Narialo. Everyone now, Lechu, Lechu, Neranena, Ladonai, Naria, Naria, Letzur Yishenu. Last chance. Lechu, Lechu, Neranena, Ladonai, Naria, Naria, Letzur Yishenu. 132, Or Zarua, La Sadik, U'Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua, La Sadik, U'Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua, La Sadik, U'Yisrael Simcha. U'Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarua, La Sadik, U'Yisrael Simcha. U'Yisrael Simcha.
הדודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
That's right, and everybody.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
שמור וזכור,
שמור וזכור, בדיבור אחד,
השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד, שמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת, לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, ראש מקדם, נסובה, together, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום, עטרת בלה, בשמחה, ובצהולה, תוך אמוני, עם סגולה, בואי חלה.
144. Yitgadal ve'yitgadash shemei Rabba.
Amen.
Ve'alma divrach yirutei ve'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon. Uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala. Uvizman kariv imru. Amen. Yehi shemei Rabba mevarach. Lehalam u'lalamei alamaya. Yidbarach. Yidbarach ve'yishtabach. Ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh. Ve'yitadar ve'yitaleh. Ve'yithalal shemei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran le'alma v'imiru. Amen. We turn to page 264, and we invite you in spirit or in body to rise for our call to worship. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
Continue reading together at the bottom of page 265. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim.
Open up our eyes, teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have. speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God,
And so another week has passed. We've made our way through traffic, through warm weather and cold weather. We've crossed from one crisis in the world, face another crisis in the world, knowing that we'll be able to cross the sea and get to the other side, even though we're not sure exactly how. Just as the people of Israel, when they approached the Red Sea, had no idea what would face them on the other side, or if they would in fact succeed at crossing. But when they did, they looked at one another, they looked up at God, and they said, there's no one like you, God, who can give us the security to pass from one stage of our lives to another. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai.
Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai.
Kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Norati lo tosefele. Norati lo tosefele. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai. Malchutecha ravanecha, Hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam ze'eli anvei ameru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed
Kifad Adonai et Yaakov, Ugalo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
As the sun sets and we prepare for another night of rest, we pull a blanket over ourselves, just as God covers us with a blanket, a canopy of peace, a Sukkot Shalom, each and every evening, so that we arise the next morning into life and into health. HaPorei Sukkot Shalom. God spreads over us God's canopy of peace. Baruch atah Ata Adonai, Haporei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Haporei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim, shalom. Everyone. Ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim, shalom. Baruch atah Adonai, Haporei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim, shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim, ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim, shalom. Baruch atah Adonai, Haporei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
Page 273, our Amidah, please rise. Adonai, sifatai tiftachu fi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umkayem emunato שני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך? מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Please be seated. Every service, we ask you to bring some good news, things that you're grateful for, things that we give thanks for. And tonight we thought we'd put it in the middle of the Modim prayer, which is our prayer of giving thanks. We're going to put Rabbi Falco on the spot to bring this remote microphone around to you so that in between the choruses you can, the one is right there, oh, it's behind you. In between the choruses, you can share with us things that you are grateful for. Modim anachnu lach.
Modim anachnu lach. Modim anachnu lach. We thank you, God, for all our gifts. Modim anachnu lach. Modim.
My granddaughter, Jordan Bloom, who is a Temple member, is going to be going to University of Southern California.
Mazel tov.
Happy that Zachary had a wonderful freshman year and is here celebrating Shabbat with us.
So my eldest graduated American and is going to be a L1 law student at GW.
Mazel tov.
Our daughter Carly is graduating from University of Maryland with honors, high honors, this weekend.
My son is experiencing this Shabbat in Jerusalem.
All right, so I finally got my teeth cleaned after so long. I went to the beach for Mother's Day, and yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
I'm 10.
Can't do any better than that.
Shalom Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Once again. Shalom Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim.
Pause for a moment of silent prayer.
minds now turn to those who are in need of healing. As a community, we pray for a refuah shlema, a complete healing of mind, of body, and of spirit. For Stephen Rice, Jordan Silverman, Brian Roche, Roberta Feibush, Arlene Schwartz, Harriet Domro, Ralph Mavis, Ron Labovitz, Alyssa Foreman, Marty Burrell, Amy Gutterson, Hillary Gross, Gail Schesser, Jack Stillman, Rona Shukovsky, Ed Russin, Jan Gale, Paul Gale, Ronnie Gale, Grayson Shukovsky, Spencer Gray Rothstein, Brody Scher, Fira Schwartz, Samuel Finkelstein, Robbie Rice, Alexander and Eugenia Litovskaya, Debbie Pincus, Evan Goldberg, David Aaron, Kerry Martuselli, Edward Orenstein, Maya Madeline Capuccelli, Philip Dorff, Karen Meltzer, Shirley Salkin, Dr. Martin Reese, Joyce Angelone, Stephen Davidson, Jay Teitelbaum, Peter Blumberg, Estelle Steinberg, Alan Cooper, Martin Schiff, and Alan Willem. If there are any names you would like to add to this list, I invite you to share their names out loud at this time. We take all of those names said out loud and wrap them with the ones said in our hearts as we recite the Mishaberach Lacholim, our prayer for healing, on page 371.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So how did we get here this evening? I'm not talking about Route 9. Jeff and I have been doing this together now for 50 years. But 50 years ago, it wasn't easy to get congregations to sing our melodies together, and most of the melodies we sang tonight are melodies that Jeff has written or Jeff and I have written together. That didn't happen because there was a lot of pushback from individuals, from congregational leaders, from cantors, from rabbis, who didn't like the stylistic change that was taking place. So I want to take you back on a journey with us. We began writing music in the early 1970s. We were not writing music initially for congregations, but we were writing music for young people. And I remember Jeff and I met at a teacher conference of religious school teachers. We were the music teachers, and we had a person in front of us who told us that the music we should sing for Pesach was Make a Matzah, Pat, Pat, Pat. Do not make it fat, fat, fat. Didn't think it was a great Jewish song. We got together and we wrote, by the way, it was in English, and we were hoping that our young people would learn to speak some Hebrew. So we wrote this song, the first song we ever wrote, Modeh Ani Lefanecha, that opens up Hebrew school, religious school assemblies, and also helps our young people with the hardest sound in the Hebrew language to pronounce, the chet and the chaf, loads of them in this song. Modeh Ani Lefanecha Melech Chai V'Kayam Shechazarta B'Nishmati B'Chemla B'Chemla Rabba Emunateh Rabba Emunateh Rabba Emunateh. How many of you have heard this song before?
All right.
Whoa. 50 years ago, you would not have heard it.
Here we go.
Modeh Ani Lefanecha Melech Chai V'Kayam Shechazarta B'Nishmati B'Chemla B'Chemla Rabba Emunatecha.
And then we realized if our students would sing these melodies, we could also teach them important Jewish lessons, not just prayers for saying in the morning. So we went to Pirkei Avot from the Mishnah, and we looked for important ideas for our young people to learn. One of our earliest songs, Lo Alecha Hamlacha Ligmor. It's not your responsibility to complete the work, but neither are you free from beginning it. Can you desist from it? Lo Alecha Hamlacha Ligmor. Lo Alecha
See,
Hamlacha. Let's see, I got the key.
Modeh Ani is like a children's song. It's like a happy. Lo Lecha is taka, real rock and roll kind of thing. This is the early 70s, you know, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and
then we were
Young, and Fenner, and Smith, and E.F. Hutton, and all that. So anyway, here it is. Lo Lecha. Can we have a little drum on the backbeat? Just a little tasteful backbeat, maybe even a little bass and key of G. And sing with us, please. 1, 2, 3, and
Lo Alecha Hamlacha Ligmor, Lo Alecha Ligmor, Lo Alecha Hamlacha Ligmor, Lo Alecha Ligmor, Velo Ata Ben Chorin Hibatel Mimena, Velo Ata Ben Chorin, Velo Ata Ben Chorin Hibatel Mimena, Velo Ata Ben Chorin.
one more. A little faster now.
Lo Alecha Hamlacha Ligmor, Lo Alecha Ligmor, Lo Alecha Hamlacha Ligmor, Lo Alecha Ligmor, Velo Ata Ben Chorin Lehibatel Mimena, Velo Ata Ben Chorin, Velo Ata Ben Chorin Lehibatel Mimena, Velo Ata Ben Chorin.
So you can only imagine our surprise when in 1978 a book was published called Greatest Hasidic Hits, and it included this melody. We probably should call this conversation, this talk, Shift Happens. Our synagogue life has changed enormously since the 1960s and the early 1970s. And not everyone took well to it. Yesterday, a friend sent to us a letter that he had received in 1981 from a cantor who was responding to an article called New Trends in Synagogue Music. And I quote him, "Do you think Jews can long tolerate the mediocrity of folk rock tunes like Shalom Rav, Danny Friedlander and Jeff Klepper as the essence of Jewish music, a moving force in prayer? The audacity of Rabbi Friedlander to foresee that this music might come to predominate in the Reform movement is reprehensible." But these attacks, and there were many of them, were really aimed at Jeff, at me, at Debbie Friedman, those of us who were writing new styles of music for the Reform Synagogue. So we found a new home, and that home were the educators of the Reform and Conservative and even Orthodox movements who were desperate for good music to use in their religious schools. And so we attended every year a conference of Jewish educators, and every year we would write new music for those. This is one of those songs, a song for Shabbat, Yismechu b'malchutcha. Again, it wasn't written for synagogue, it was written for religious schools and for camps, but eventually it makes it into synagogue.
And if I could just say a word, because no one's going to stop me. We never have ever said that our music was the essence of Jewish music. Jewish music is a glorious tradition of so many different kinds of music from so many times and places. We are but a drop in that big bucket of song. And I think it's important to be honest that a lot of the inspiration of our music came from the music we heard on the radio and on the albums we bought, especially the Beatles. No, not Jewish, but it doesn't, well, their manager was. But anyway, come tomorrow for lunch and hear about Bob Dylan, who of course was the top of the top. So that's the energy. That was not, we're not saying that Jewish music should be all rock and roll, but it is kind of fun. So here we go. Yismahu, just one time through. Yeah. Two verses. Let's go. Whatever you say.
Yismechu b'malchutcha shomerei Shabbat. Yismechu b'malchutcha korei oneh. Yismechu b'malchutcha shomerei Shabbat. Yismechu b'malchutcha korei oneh. Amikadshei Shvi'i Kulam Yispeyu V'yitanu mituvecha V'hashvi'i ratzita bo V'kidashto Yismechu b'malchutcha Shomerei Shabbat, Yismechu b'malchutcha, korei oneh. Yismechu b'malchutcha, Shomerei Shabbat, Yismechu b'malchutcha, korei oneh.
Yamim oto karata. Zecher l'maaseh v'reishit.
Chemdat yamim oto karata, zecher l'maaseh, zecher l'maaseh v'reishit. Yismechu b'malchutcha, shomerei Shabbat. Those of you who have been members of this congregation for many years know how everything in Jewish life has changed in the last 50 years. The most important thing and the most heartening thing is that the young people who learned Modeh Ani or Shalom Rav as campers or as religious school students have grown up to be congregational leaders, rabbis and cantors and congregational presidents. And so that music doesn't sound foreign to them in the synagogue. It feels like what community and synagogue is supposed to feel like for them. And we're very proud to have been a part of that journey and that shift. And so we close with one melody that is designed for the congregation to sing together at the end of the service. Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. May God give strength to our people and bless our people with peace. Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo, your turn. Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom, v'shalom. Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
My goodness, I've been verklempt like all through this service, and now I'm going to be even more verklempt. Not even sure what to do with myself. Thank you, Rabbi and Cantor, for leading us so beautifully tonight. And I have to say, I learned the meaning of that Pirkei Avot by learning the song. I didn't even know that was your intention. But in youth group, part of the reason I became a rabbi is because of your music, so thank you. Cantor Wally, as part of our celebration this evening for your 25th, we got you Kol B'Seder. Congratulations.
I can take him home with me.
But tonight we celebrate you as Chazan, as cantor of our community. 2 years ago, during the pandemic, you reached an incredible milestone, 25 years in the cantorate. As clergy ordained from HUC-JIR, the Reform Movement Seminary, the school bestows you with a DD, a Doctor of Divinity, after serving the Jewish people for 25 years. Unfortunately, at the time, that celebration was over Zoom instead of in person. So tonight, we honor that achievement and celebrate you together as a community. Now, among clergy, we joke that DD stands for didn't die. Perhaps because this degree requires no hours in the classroom. But in a world where clergy burnout is real and prevalent, our movement recognizes the devotion and commitment to serving Jewish community, and all that we learn on that journey requires a special kind of commitment. You see, it isn't easy to be clergy. It isn't a job you leave at the office at 5 o'clock and go home and eat dinner with your children. You are working when others are free, which means that you sometimes spend more time with congregants than you do with your family. You are asked to be available when someone is in the hospital or dies, which isn't anything that can be scheduled or planned for. You are with families at some of the most important and intense moments of transition, be it a funeral or a B'nai Mitzvah. And as clergy, others look to you not only for musical uplift and inspiration. You are expected to be, among many things to list, a wise Torah scholar, an incredible counselor, an entertainer, a leader, and a friend to all. In 2021, you celebrated 25 years of service to the Jewish people, but today marks the anniversary of your ordination 27 years ago. So happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
That is momentous, Dr. Cantor Wally Shackett Briskin. In Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, we read about the requirements to serve the community as chazan. It says that the chazan must be a worthy person, one who is free of sin and not disrespectful. The chazan must have an unblemished reputation. He must be humble and acceptable to the congregation with a pleasant and sweet voice that appeals to the hearts of those he leads. The chazan must be one who regularly reads scripture so that the verses and prayers are fluent in his mouth. And finally, one should not be appointed chazan unless his beard is fully grown. Can't make that stuff up. Today, when more women and then men are ordained as cantor, the beard part might be obsolete. Yet it still must be said that you definitely meet that expectation and even excel in that area. But the text as a whole describes the cantor that we found 6 years ago, when our beloved cantor Sayet retired after more than 40 years at Temple Shari Emeth, and we had to find our next cantor. It was not easy to follow someone who was so much a part of the community, and still, you brought so many wonderful talents that have made you our cantor. You are an incredible guitarist, musician, and songwriter who encourages us to sing and pray with you. You have brought humor to the bima with your quick and witty quips. One might even say your dad jokes. You have dazzled us with your creativity, bringing Purim to life through celebrations with the most amazing themes, including Frozen, Hamilton, and The Greatest Showman. You have helped us produce car karaoke moments and Lizzo videos, generating excitement for upcoming holiday celebrations. You lead our Rock Shabbat band and the junior and adult choirs, elevating our worship with tremendous joy and beauty. You have lifted the congregation's eyes literally up in prayer with the introduction of visual tefillah and the sheer determination to create thousands upon thousands of slides for it. You have introduced new music and worked with Melissa to bring music into the religious school that would inspire and energize our students in prayer. And you have coached hundreds of children as they became B'nai Mitzvah and worked with each according to where they were, even creating rebus for students who struggled with dyslexia and couldn't read the words. You opened up a way for them to stand proudly as shlichei tzibor, as worship leaders, when they did not even believe that they could do it. You shepherd our committees and auxiliaries, Yoshi, Sisterhood, Men's Club, and Renaissance in their work. You have been a loyal member of our senior staff and a pleasant partner to those who work with you. And more personally, you've always been there to support me and step in to care for the congregation, particularly in moments where I have had to step away from my work to attend to family. You are personally to me a wonderful friend and colleague, and I always feel myself blessed to work with you. During the pandemic, you and Glenn were quite the team, working together to ensure that the congregation could enjoy the most professional productions for Purim, holidays, Havdalah, Shabbat, and even an online talent show. We must all take a moment to thank you especially for all you did throughout the pandemic. You worked tirelessly, sometimes 20 hours a day, for a year and a half, not only drawing from your role as chazan and pastor, but also from your great knowledge of technology, computers, and your engaging creativity. For all that you have done for our community and others for 25 years, you deserve to be honored and celebrated in this extremely meaningful way. Serving as cantor requires the support of your family and a willingness to bear the hours away from them that are often required. And so I especially want to thank Tammy, Hannah, and Micah for giving us Wally, not only for the ways in which you have supported him over the years, but also for the creativity that you have shared with us as a family, really behind the scenes, uplifting and inspiring the entire Temple Shariamith community. There is a joy in your family that is palpable, and we see it in the hysterical Jonah and Torah videos you make, your talents in theater and puppetry, and in all the work that you create as a team. And Hannah, I must say, what a joy to see you playing guitar and teaching religious school students. I always hear the fun that you have with them from my office during school, and I fail to see how you have grown and now carry on as a teacher and leader in the footsteps of your father. You give him much to be proud of. And I also want to say thank you to Cantor Wally's mother, Sylvia, who's joining us online, and his mother-in-law, Jan, and sister-in-law, Audrey, who could not be here tonight in person, but are part of the celebration in California due to the magic of streaming. We are sending love to all of you and Mazel Tov, and we can feel you shebbing nachas from afar. Cantor Wally, thank you for being a talented musician, a man with an inspirational voice, a teacher of Torah, a person who is talented, humble, gentle, kind, creative, funny, and menschlich. Thank you for being our cantor, our leader, and our friend over the past 6 years. And Mazel Tov on receiving your Doctor of Divinity. It is well deserved. It's my pleasure now to welcome up Fabian Burston.
I asked the rabbi to go first, so I didn't have to follow that. But Cantor, Mazel Tov on your 25-year anniversary, Doctor of Divinity as cantor, or 27 years, but now 25, so congratulations. It's hard to believe that it's already 6 years that you've been our cantor. When you first came to our congregation, you had pretty big shoes to fill. As Rabbi said, we had Cantor Syed, who was our cantor for 43 years, who happens to be in the audience here today for you, so that says a lot. Cantor, when you came to this temple, I would say you came with some great disruptions. There was a lot of some personal losses to our congregation, as well as we had a period during COVID. And to take you back in time, during COVID, there was no board, there was no streaming. In order to get to the service, you had to be here personally to see a service. A lot of the work that was done in order to stream online, in order to see the services on screen, a lot of this work was done by the cantor, as well as working with Glenn to get that done, and as well as Stuart. His vision, his technical experience really took us to the next level as a congregation, and that was all the good work that the cantor did for us. During this period of time where he was actually working 18 to 20 hours a day, he never complained. He always had his nose down. He was doing the work of the temple, and he was happy to serve the congregation in doing it. When you came to the temple as a cantor, the role, it was a seamless transition. Your voice was beautiful, as it is then, as it is now. In addition to that, as the rabbi said, your family also became part of the community. Hannah teaches for religious school at the temple, and Michael and Hannah both helped greatly in regards to the videos. Some of them with great humor. Enjoy seeing those videos, and thanks so much for becoming part of our family. Tammy, we want to thank you for your sacrifice and commitment to the congregation. We know in the background you've been doing a lot of work helping our community, so thank you for supporting Cantor Wally for our congregation. Of course, when you celebrate something like this, Not only do we want to honor the cantor, but we want to give him some gifts as well to thank him for the work that he's done. So the first thing that we want to share with the cantor just want to show the community. This is the Doctor of Music given to Cantor Wally Shackett Briskin from the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion. So this is, Cantor, we'd like to give this to you. Yeah, you could put that in your wallet. In addition, we have gifts from the ELC. Sharon Cohen is in the back room there, and we also have gifts from the religious school and Melissa Pescatori. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, our congregation, the people who work for Temple Sherry Ameth, we have given you a gift of, we understand that both Cantor the Briskin family enjoy Broadway, so we got them a nice gift certificate so they can see quite a few shows in Broadway. So hopefully you can go to New York City and enjoy that. So again, the Temple wants to thank you for the service that you've done for the past 6 years, for the service that you've done for the past, I guess now 27 years. And we hope that you're here for the next 25 years, being part of our congregation as a cantor. Thank you and Mazel Tov on the celebration. I always forget something. So now I want to ask Alan Rothman to come up to the bima because he has some gifts for you as well as a presentation on behalf of the choir and the band.
Cantor, I was asked to come up here and make a brief presentation, but you know me and that's like throwing down the gauntlet. When I was sitting out in the cheap seats, I was wondering, what was I going to say? 25 years, there was something nagging about that. And of course, the rabbi ruined it by reminding us all that it's really 27 years. But 25 years ago, I was elected president of this congregation. And so it's nice to know that one of us made the right decision. So, on behalf of the Kolenu band, and the choir, I'd like to present you with this. It says, Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash, sing unto God a new song. And that's what you've been doing for us for 6 years and for URJ for 27. So thank you very, very much.
Well, Cantor Wally, we've given you many gifts that we hope you will enjoy for many years to come. But the most important gift that we want to give you is the gift of blessing. I say that every Saturday morning. That's why he's laughing. Usually I'm saying it to 13-year-olds. But but I just want to say every Saturday morning after I say that, you and I have the privilege of blessing our young people as they blossom into adults. But what many of you don't know is that the tune that he uses is the version that he wrote for Micah's bris when Micah was born. And I'm always touched by that every week because it says to me that every child who becomes bar or bat mitzvah is like his own. And he shares that blessing that he shared with his own son. And so tonight, I want to sing that to you. I'm not going to play guitar, but I'm going to have some backup. And in order to bless you, I would like to call up your wife, Tammy, and your children, Hannah and Micah. Please join me in front of the ark. Please rise. up around him to the back. Just get right. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka. May God's countenance shine on you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God's presence be with you always, and may you find peace.
And let us all say, Amen.
Amen.
Semen tofu, mazel tofu, mazel tofu, semen tofu, semen tofu, mazel tofu, mazel tofu, semen tofu, mazel tofu, mazel tofu, semen tofu. Yehelanu, 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 ulecho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, ulecho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, ulecho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, ulecho Yisrael. Semen tofu, mazel tofu, mazel tofu, semen tofu, mazel tofu, mazel tofu, semen tofu, semen tofu, mazel tofu, mazel tofu, semen tofu. Yehelanu.
Well, let's bless the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat ha'omer. What day is it now? Hayom arba'im yom shehem shisha shavuot u'shnei yamim la'omer. Today is the 44th day, which is 6 weeks and 2 days of the Omer.
Please be seated. Or maybe not.
We think of our loved ones whom death. Okay. We turn to page 586 and rise for Aleinu.
Please rise for Aleinu.
Yeah, I knew I got that wrong.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula v'yotzer b'reshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'goraleinu k'chol hamonam. V'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu. Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
Please be seated.
Now we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. If you are here remembering someone who has passed away, we invite you to rise when their name is read and to remain standing until we all rise at the end for the mourner's Kaddish. As a community, we remember those who have passed away during the 30-day mourning period of Shiloshim: Leslie Lesser, Dennis Lustig, Alan Deresh, Joel Brandt, Howard Burson, Jerry Perlman, Alberta Levine. If you are here remembering someone who has passed away in the last year, we invite you to rise. We remember those people whose yahrzeits fall on the Shabbat: Louis Afran, Melvin Aptaker, Sylvia Bakerman, Harry Bayek, Morris Bender, Barbara Bennett, Mr. Howard Butel, Muriel F. Brown, Eleanor Caruso, Ike Camerchero, Regina Elberts, Sol Feigenbaum, Lillian Nani Fines, Barbara Marilyn Fisher, Morris Friedman, Daniel Herman, Molly Horowitz, Stephen Jacobson, Mary Kaplan, Seymour Kleiner, Walter Colton, Bernard Corin, Sam Krugman, Sam Quitko, Joseph R. Levine,
Frank Lewis, Miriam Madoff, Dolores Mandelbaum, Roberta Mangle, Louis Mitnitsky, Maureen Neal Moskowitz, Bess Perlman, Fanny Quint, Sidney Rothman, Irving Russin, Catherine Ryback, Phyllis Sachs, Harris J. Sanders, Harry Savitz, Betty Schachter, Shirley Silver, Bernard Silver, Yosef Smilovici, David Smukler, Edward Sokol, Shirley Sohn, Ivan Soskel, Sally Steinberg, Harry Stoller, Esther Taub, Irving Tepper, Don Whitehouse, Bertha Wilson. And each week we call to mind, by naming them individually, 6 unique humans who perished in the Shoah, the Holocaust: Yosef Zavodnik, Henio Spalter, Yuda Oyveschik, Naum Kushner, Clara Levy, Rosa Goldberg.
we take all of those names said out loud and wrap them with the ones said in our hearts, as together we rise and recite the mourner's Kaddish on page 598. Yit Gadal, V'yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma, Divarach, Yeruteh, Be'amlich, Malchuteh, Bechayechon, Uvyomechon, Uvchaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, Uvizman Kariv, V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevarach, Le'alam, U'lamei Almaya. Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitba'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, V'yithaleh, V'yithalal, Shemei Dekudesha B'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel and to all inhabitants of the earth, to which we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, Amen. Please be seated.
So we'd like to call up all of our, I know there's a 10-year-old out there. Come on up, 10-year-old. And anyone under the age of 13 who has yet to become bar or bat mitzvah. Anybody celebrating a birthday or an anniversary, come on up and help us to do motzi. Here, Shane. Don't eat it yet. say the blessing, and then you get to enjoy your challah.
Here they come.
Here we go. Good. Oh, oh, you got to. Okay. You're welcome.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together, as our prayer is joyfully said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'tei avon.
Go sit back now. Go back to your seats.
Well, we have to bless each other with words of blessing.
Yes, so if you are close to someone who you can grab a hold of or bless, or if you want to take some blessing in, put your hands on your hearts, or share some blessing by putting your hands up in the shin like the Kohanim. As we come in blessing, so too we leave one another in blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May you be blessed. May you be safe. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May you be luminous. May you be loved. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you be joyous. May you be healthy. May you be whole. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Lo alecha hamlacha lipo. Lo alecha lipo. Lo alecha hamlacha lipo. Lo alecha lipo. Elo ata ben hori vehipater mimena. Elo ata ben hori.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.